What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back with another video. Now today I'm here to talk about two signings that happened earlier today with the Toronto Maple Leafs, and they also got a new coach, a new assistant coach, but that'll be something I briefly talk about. But Michael Hutchinson and Martin Marincin, two matching one-year deals, $700,000 each. Those are both contracts that are very variable and also don't exactly mean that they're locked into any position. So I've seen a lot of people talking about the fact that Michael Hutchinson will now be the backup for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and a lot of people were really excited, which is, I think, hilarious, to be honest, because this is no knock on Hutchinson. I like the guy, but he is no, great backup that, every team is looking for. Like, over his career in 111 games, his goals against average is 2.70 and a .908 save percentage. Not exactly great numbers, and I don't believe he will be the backup for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I still think it'll be Garrett Sparks, but there is a chance Michael Hutchinson does get that because it is a one-way deal. Same thing with the Marincin contract. I think Martin Marincin, people are overreacting. You need depth, and you need guys to at least be there if you need somebody. And Martin Marincin isn't exactly a home run guy, but he's going to be in the press box when the Leafs are healthy, when they, because it's inevitable. The Leafs are going to be going after depth defensemen and hopefully making a trade for a guy that can play in the top four. So Martin Marincin's going to be on the outside looking in once Dermott is healthy. They make sure that they've got everybody locked in on their blue line. I still think Marincin is a depth guy. You got to think that this also could mean that the Leafs are out on Ron Hainsey. They probably looked at Marincin and Hainsey and said, we only can afford to keep one of these guys, and Marincin is going to be way cheaper. Hainsey might be looking for a 2-year deal as well, and could be closer to $1 million or over. So the Leafs are like, let's just save a little bit of money here, and we'll keep Martin Marincin. So with Hutchinson, 29 years old, 9 games played last year, 3.27 goals against average and an .887 save percentage, so not very good numbers. But I don't know, maybe the Leafs view him as the backup for Freddie Anderson this year, but I believe Freddie needs to play less games, and I'm not exactly sure if the Leafs should be giving all these games to Michael Hutchinson. I really do hope that they acquire a better backup goaltender, and again, this is not to knock on Michael Hutchinson. I like him. If he is the backup, great. But I would think that they're going to try to get a goalie around the same price or maybe a little bit more expensive with a little more experience and better numbers if they can, because these deals like Hutchinson and Sparks they're on are very cheap. When it comes to Martin Marincin, just a depth move. Like I said, 24 games played last year, 5 points, 12 penalty minutes, so he had pretty bad numbers last year. But again, it's all about depth. The Leafs need to have depth, and that's just what it is. So the Maple Leafs also announced that they have a new assistant coach to Mike Babcock as well. Another one, of course, we've made some moves here. Dave Haxtell is joining the staff. He was formerly with the Flyers. Not a big fan of him, but if that's the guy that they wanted, that's the guy they wanted. I honestly don't believe he is the best option for the Leafs, but maybe the Leafs feel like he will fit in and work with the team. So we'll have to see what happens. Again, like I said, not exactly an A+ move. So I want to get back to Hutchinson because we're talking about the backup position. I still think with Garrett Sparks being 26, last year 3.15 goals against with a .902 save percentage, I think the Leafs showed something that, well, we've heard some talk that he's being shopped around. Again, it could be possible, but if the Leafs were making progress with him at the end of the season when Hutchinson served as the backup for the Leafs in the playoffs, I think that the Leafs really feel like Sparks can still turn it around, and I really do as well, because he's been good everywhere he's played. I personally have seen him play in the OHL for the Guelph Storm. He did really well there. Of course, with the Toronto Marlies, he's been a fantastic goalie, former AHL goaltender of the year. So I still believe that there's a shot he's the backup, but if Michael Hutchinson is the guy, cheap contracts, and I keep trying to tell people the Leafs are not going to be going after high-profile free agents unless they clear out a bunch of money, and by high profile, I don't mean high profile, because that's a lie. They'll be going after middle-class free agents, if anything, if they can afford to do that, which right now they can't. They have to move guys like Zaitsev and Brown to be able to grab a defenseman that would be in the $3 to $4 million range, whether it's via trade or free agency. But these small moves are just leading up to July 1st, of course, coming in a couple days here. And it's looking more and more like the Mitch Marner negotiations are going to be taking months, not days. So I don't know if the Leafs are going to be able to do anything. So it's going to be tough. The Kapanen deal might help them out a little bit if they can move on from his salary and they're able to pick up a defenseman. Then it makes it a little bit clearer for the Leafs. But for now, it looks like they're just going to have to make smaller moves. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new, make sure to subscribe. I'd love to have more hockey conversations with you. Join the squad. Let's get to 6,000 subscribers. I'll see you in the next video or stream. Peace.